and welcome to another lesson. In today's lesson, we are finding a term in a binomial expansion. Recall the binomial theorem states that a plus b, which is a binomial raised to the n, is equal to the summation r is equal to 1 to n of ncr times a raised to the n minus r times b raised to the r, where ncr can be worked out manually by n factorial over r factorial times n minus r factorial. The general term of a binomial expansion can be found by the formula t sub r plus 1 is equal to ncr times a raised to the n minus r times b raised to the r, where r is the term number minus 1. Now here are some steps to finding the term of a binomial expansion, finding the terms. First, identify your a, b, and n. You're going to find r, that is the term number, minus 1, and then substitute this into that t sub r plus 1 formula, which is up here. Then we simplify the expression. So let's look at an example. Example 1 here says find the fourth term of x plus 2 in brackets raised to the 6th power. Of course, you know, your first term we're going to define as a, second term as b, the power that the binomial is raised to, that is n. So we can identify your a, b, and n here. And of course, your term number, which is the fourth term. All right, so the term number is equal to 4. So r is equal to the term number minus 1. So that's 4 minus 1. So r is equal to 3. And of course, we know n is equal to 6. Your r is equal to 3. That's calculated. Your a is your first term, which is x. Your b is your second term, which is 2 in this case. Putting them into the formula, we have t sub 4 is equal to 6c3 times x raised to the third power times 2 raised to the third power, right? So the 6c3, the c3, whatever is at the subscript of the c is always the same power that is on your second binomial term. 6c3 is equal to 20. You're going to multiply that times x to the 3 times 2 to the 3, which is 8. So then multiply that 20 times 8, you get 160, and x cubed stays there. So your answer is 160x to the third power. So the fourth term of x plus 2 raised to the 6 is 160x cubed. Let's look at another example. Find the third term in x cubed plus 5. All right. So here, the term number is 3 because it's the third term. The r will be the term number minus 1, which is 3 minus 1. That gives you 2. We're going to plug it into the t r plus 1 formula. And so r plus 1 there would be 3. We know that n was equal to 5 from your power here. R was equal to 2 calculated. A was your x, which is first term rather. And b was your second part of your binomial. So then 5c2, that's 10, not 10x, but 10. You're going to multiply it by x to the third power times 3 to the second power. And so that's equal to 10 times 9, that is 90x to the third power. So 90x to the third power is the third term in the expansion of x plus 3 to the fifth power. Example 3, find the fourth term of 2x plus y to the fifth power. So then, The term number here is a 4, that's the fourth term. R will be equal to term number minus 1, which is 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. You know, R is equal to 3, N is equal to 5. From there, your exponent on the binomial. Your first part of the binomial, that's 2x, that is your A. The second part is y, that is your B. Plugging these in, we have 5c3 times 2x to the second times y to the third. Then that is equal to 10. 5c3 is 10. 2x to the second power is 4x to the second, because 2x was r raised to the second. So the 2 raised to the second and the x raised to the second gives you 4x to the second power. Times y to the third power. So 10 times 4, that's 40. So the final answer is 40x squared times y to the third power. Okay, let's look at one more example. Example 4 says, find the fifth term in 2x minus 1 to the 6th power. Now, the term number is 5 from the fifth term. So r is equal to term number minus 1, which is 5 minus 1 equals 4. So then, putting that into the t formula, t sub 5 is going to be equal to 6c4 times 2xr raised to the second, and negative 1 to the fourth. Again, notice the index, the subscript at the c is the same as the last number here raised to that power. All right, 6c4 is 15. 15 times 4x squared. 4x squared was 2x all squared. And then negative 1 to the fourth power is a positive 1. So we have 15 times 1, that's 15 times 4, that is 60. The 60x squared is your fifth term in the 2x minus 1 raised to the 6. Thank you.